you for watching Good News New England. I'm Emmeline Reed here with your positive news roundup. Two high schools in Quincy were the lucky recipients of a generous donation thanks to some help from the Boston Cannons Lacrosse Club.
We're very excited to offer this $4,000 check to these young athletes.
Restaurant owner Donato Frederoli teamed up with the Pigskin Gala Fund and Cannons Lacrosse Club to support Quincy and North Quincy high school students.
I remember growing up watching the Cannons play and kind of being mesmerized by those guys and what they were doing. So to see that involvement now and being a part of that, it's really good to see just how active the organization has been, and for those kids to see that they actually care, I think moves the game along, but also just shows the impact they can have.
Two grateful friends have taken paying it forward to the next level, starting their own foundation to help others battling cancer. When Lee and Gwen, two close friends, learned they were each battling a different type of cancer in 2014, the pair says they felt grateful to have each other during an incredibly challenging time. As they recovered, they realized a new mission: to help others who may not be so lucky to have such support.
At the end of it, they got together for a celebratory martini and said, we are both so blessed to have had family support as well as financial resources to help us get through this treatment. And realizing over people that you meet, when you're waiting for treatment, that not everyone is that lucky.
Kim knows firsthand the devastating impact cancer can have on a family.
My husband was diagnosed with esophageal cancer at age 48, and he passed away. He was healthy, non-smoker, went to the doctor every year, and wasn't feeling well for a couple of weeks. He died 10 weeks later after, treatment at Mass General. I mean, it was really everywhere. But during that time, we had great insurance. We had friends and support, but I saw firsthand the amount of bills. There would be times when I would go to CVS and fill 3 prescriptions, and even with the copay, because of the advanced cancer drugs, they weren't generic. You couldn't, get a $6 prescription. Sometimes there would be $75 copays times 3, and then they would change the medicine and say, oh, next week don't take that because that gave you a fever. Take this. Now it's another, $150. I used to think, why do people have fundraisers for, GoFundMe pages, or they have a fundraiser at the VFW when someone is diagnosed with cancer? This was before my husband was diagnosed. I used to think, don't they have health insurance? But people that have cancer have extraordinary bills, extraordinary circumstances where they don't feel well enough to work. They don't feel strong enough to go into an office and put in an 8-hour day. They need to take a nap. Their treatment makes them sick, or they have these extraordinary bills. And that's really where we come in.
Today, baskets are available to anyone going through treatment at no cost, regardless of financial need.
They're really very specifically curated baskets with items specific to someone's diagnosis.
The organization also offers grants to help those who are struggling financially.
A program called the Little Peace of Mind program, where we give small grants up to $750 to people going through cancer treatment to help them with their bills.
To make a donation or request a basket for yourself or others, visit their website at gratefulfriends.org. Helping young women find the perfect dress for prom at no cost has been the goal of one Amesbury woman in memory of her late daughter.
When I started it, I just wanted to keep my Tammy's name going. She was only 19 when she died, and she had just gotten engaged to be married 2 days before. 10 years after my Tammy had died, I finally decided I could let her dress go. So I brought it up to the East Boston High School. By the time I got home, which is like 10 minutes, somebody had taken the dress. It had fit somebody perfectly. Well, 7 weeks later, I'm open. I remember the first dress I gave out, and the mother was like, it was either pay my rent or get my daughter a prom dress, and I had to pay the rent. And she said now she got both. The third year, on April Fool's Day, I went in because I was opening the next day, and I noticed some dresses were missing. And I thought that the girls that worked for me, would volunteer for me, hid them on me because it was April Fool's Day. But they didn't. They said, Betty, we didn't touch them. I reported it to the police. Within 3 hours, my phone starts ringing from Florida, California. I ended up with over 900 dresses at the end of the year. I put out there on my Facebook that I needed help. I needed storage. And this couple, Rob and Joy DeFazio, called me up, said, we'll be there tomorrow. You can put them in our warehouse free of charge. They had a ribbon cutting ceremony for me last year. I bought all this stuff because I knew I was going to be there for 4 years. I try to make Tammy's Closet look like a real boutique.
Yet sadly, this week, Tammy's Closet closed its doors.
I had to make the decision on closing it. So my heart broke for these girls. Somebody came in and bought the whole inventory. And the lady that bought it is sending them all over to the Dominican. She's going to open up a store over there.
What's happening? This is JT. Welcome to the Positive 5. It's this kind of day. I'm just going to tell you. Some people, oh, you must be, man, you stay positive. You stay pumped up every day. Listen, it's that kind of day. I was going to let you know right now.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Hold on. I'm just like you. Between work, between relationships, between the kids, it comes at you hard. And it's going to be that day where everything's like, oh, I've had a good day yesterday, good day the day before. And then everything's going to happen at one time. We all have that. You're like, stop the train. Or my mother would say, Jesus, take the wheel.
Stop the ride. I want to get off.
Exactly. This is not what I signed up for today. It's okay. You're going to be fine. Personally, I like to stop the ride at the end of the day. If you can, just shut it down. I'll call you later. I'll talk to you later. I need some time. Give me an hour. Give me a half an hour. Give me an hour. Give me 2. Well, you know what? We'll continue this tomorrow and just if you're going to do something like that and say, I'll talk to you tomorrow, make sure you're not ending on a bad note. I have to say that first because you hate to say something that you didn't mean because out of anger and just out of arguing. Sometimes we slip and we say some very hurtful things. And I don't want you to do that. So that's a big thing I always think about. Don't go to sleep angry. Don't let somebody walk away saying something bad because nobody's promised tomorrow. So that's a little something part of this before I say what I'm, into the other part of this positive 5. But that is a positive thing because you don't want to take that and carry that on your shoulders. And you know what? And it's all about giving out what you want to have back. That's a big thing, So I know some people that have went to that line and said some things and they were not able to say, oh, I'm so sorry. And we don't want that, You want to be able to carry on some good things and have a peaceful day and have a mind where you're like, all right, I'm doing what I want to do and not have too many regrets in your life.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were talking about last week. If you're having a day where you can just feel it and you're like, you know what? I need to not leave the house today. Don't leave the house that day, just
Exactly.
Keep you and your emotions at home.
Right. Exactly. If you're not that person that likes to be out in public because of crowds, then you should stay home and order takeout. You shouldn't be the one in line because you're not going to do anything but spread that negativity. You're going to be mad. You're going to be angry. And now people are going to catch that attitude from you and they have no idea why you even like that, And it's like, that's how negativity spreads. You don't want that. Nobody deserves that. But you got to put yourself back in that every weekend mode. It's Friday. You get pumped up on Friday. It's New Year's Eve. You're pumped up because now I'm excited. I'm going to the gym. Got my hood on. Yeah, you're ready. Well, you need to get back right now because it's the year's getting, going and some things are starting to fall back into place. Old habits, bad habits. You need to reset yourself again. You need to go back to that place, go back to that mindset. If you need to write things up on your vision board, then write them back up on the board. Sometimes you need to find the people that are doing what you like to do and that you want to do and get to the level. And there's a couple of people that we all watch, whether it's motivational speaking, whether it's sports, whether it's cooking or being organized or whatever it is, business. Follow them. Follow a couple of people and take little things from each one of them and implement it into your life and make it yours. And watch how you start to feel better little by little, but you have to do it. That's the hardest thing is getting back on and doing it little by little. This is why today,
It's a wine day.
it's a wine day. It's a wine day. But you know what? I'll be back on. Some people have tea, some people smoke a cigar, some people have beer, some people go for a workout. Today, it's wine for me. So, but you know,
Yeah.
I love
A little
it.
bit for me too. You
I
promised.
got some. Oh yeah, I got some for you. I know you
Awesome.
said two
Yes.
for you, right?
Yes.
That woosah. But let us know also what you do to bring yourself back. We want to know. We want to hear from you, and let us know what you do because that can help somebody else. So, stay focused, move forward, woosah it out, and remember, you are stronger than you think. So, I love you, man. It's JT. Welcome to Positive 5. Back to you, Emma.
Thanks, JT. Well, this week on Fresh Look Friday, I'm doing a roundup of some of the most raved about hair masks on the market. I tested them all myself. Here's how they hold up. Hey everyone, happy Fresh Look Friday. Today we are going to be talking about hair masks. There are 3 different kinds that I'm going to be reviewing today that I personally have used. So the first one I'm going to start with is the Perfect Repair Treatment Mask by NatureLab. This mask is one of the first ones that I ever used, and I really liked it because I felt like it just, genuinely did its job. It's cruelty-free, no animal testing. It also is a color protectant. I really liked this at first. It gave me a good amount of moisture. You could definitely tell afterwards that I'd done a hair mask, which felt really good. My hair felt a little bit softer. The one thing that I noticed was, for whatever reason with this one, it was still really hard for me to get through the knots afterwards. Now let's move on to the Blonde Ale. First of all, I love this one because of my husband being a brewer, the whole play on the Blonde Ale. That just was the cutest thing in the world to me. One of the first things I noticed about this one was that when you take off the cap, you can see that it's a purple mask, which is known for brightening for blondes. It's a huge thing. You have to have the purple color. Now, here's my personal experience with the Blonde Ale. I, for a minute, really thought that I hadn't gotten it all out, so I kept trying to just keep rinsing and shaking my hair. But the thing is, what I didn't realize about this is that it just makes your hair so super soft. It starts from the moment that you put it in. Already, this feels super, super soft. I personally loved it. From the moment that I put it on, I was so impressed. I wondered a little bit when I got out of the shower, okay, is this gonna be something that actually brightens and tones and does its job? And the answer is yes. Christophe Robin, this one I picked up because of its reputation. A lot of people rave about Christophe Robin's hair mask. Everybody seems to love it. So I kind of wanted to give it a try just to see what I thought. I just finished working this through my hair. First impression, it smells really, really good. My hair already feels like it's gonna start to soak this up. So it says leave on for 2 to 3 minutes, so I'll check that. Now that it's been 24 hours from using this hair mask, I can totally see why people rave about Christophe Robin and why it goes out of stock so often. My hair definitely feels softer from having used it, and my roots also feel really, really hydrated, which is great because your hair tends to get really, really dry in pregnancy. This is very common, but I still feel like my hair was softer after using Drybar versus Christophe Robin, but I think it's something that really depends on your hair. So if you're not looking for something with a color-specific treatment, or if you really are interested in the ingredients that are in Christophe Robin versus Drybar, I think that it's a really great option, and it's definitely something that I would rate as second on my list, that if I couldn't get Drybar, I would definitely use it. That's it for this week's Positive News. Be sure to tune in next Sunday at 6 p.m. to stay up to date with all the latest good news happening around New England. And if you have a story of your own that you'd like to share, feel free to send me an email, emmalyn@emmalynreed.com. Have a great week, everybody.